Please join me in welcoming Ms. Joyanne Reid.
Joyanne Reid, host of MSNBC's AM Joy, came to MSU Denver yesterday to discuss the origin of fractures in this country.
Unfortunately, this country, because it was founded as a slave republic, where the Europeans who arrived enslaved the indigenous people and then brought over Africans to enslave, that was the foundation of the republic as much as the Constitution. They were woven in together. This idea of every man being equal did not include the enslaved people, the indigenous people, or even their wives, their daughters, women. And so it's taken hundreds of years for the United States to try to undo the damage that caused, not just to the people who were victimized by it, but even to the people who did it. Because what happened is that the moral life of a country, emerges from its origins. And when your country is born in slavery, when it's born in taking away the land of indigenous people, when it's born in violence, quite frankly, you have to mend every fracture that comes from that. So I think in a lot of ways, this era we're living in is almost like the sort of, the reclamation era after Reconstruction, right? All of our history has been about trying to solve the moral crisis of slavery, to undo slavery, then to undo the discrimination that came from it, then to undo the need for cheap labor to replace the slaves. And so you're bringing in brown people, you're bringing in Chinese people, you're bringing in people from Europe who are low wage. You keep trying to replace the free labor because that's what built you. And this country has had that as the fracture. And the real fracture deep down is the one between the very, very rich, the exorbitantly rich, and everybody else. And everybody else has been scrambling to figure out how to survive, and how to survive this system. And so we've had all of these different tricks played on all of the different parts of the everybody else that have worked. And so we have this 8 years of Obama in which we feel, oh, we're fixed. There is no more fracture. But the truth of the matter is there's a backlash to it, and we're living in it. And so now what we have to do is figure out, how do we survive the backlash? How do we grow from the backlash? And how do we create a united multiracial democracy? Very hard to do. No other country's done it. So we have a very big job as the United States.
At the end of her speech, she gave advice to those hoping to make an impact.
So whatever it is that you want, just be willing to vote for it. Pick a candidate you like, pick someone you love, vote for them in the primary, and then grow up on election day and vote for whoever got the nomination. And that is my talk.